Alright, I hope I'm live. I should be. I'm just starting. If you're watching this later, you may want to skip forward. Maybe I'll put a time. Hopefully I'll put a time in the thing. And you can skip forward, but this will be a little bit of setup because that's just how I do. So, let me do this here. Change that. It's been a while since I've been on a live stream on YouTube, and I'd actually forgotten how to do it. I had to sit down for a second and think, do I need to go back through everything and relearn this? And it started to come back to me. So I think I have it. And I'd actually forgotten how to do it. Yay, I have it. Good deal. Alright, so I'm going to leave this here so I can keep an eye on what you guys are seeing. And then I should have chat here so I can see. Hi Michelle, are you in there? Is chat working? I hope so. Here, let me switch it around this way. Maybe I can see better. Let's see. This is like blacked out. I don't know what's going on. Well, it looks like chat is active. I think it is. Hi. Alright. So let's see what I'm going to do today. Let's get this up here so I can see what's happening. So I can see what you guys are seeing. So I have a piece of paper and well, a little bit of a delay there. Wow. Okay. Maybe that needs to not be so high. I'm not sure there's anything I can do about it. Nope. Alright. Well, I hope this works out. Alright. So I saw this picture. Where did I see it? Oh yeah, I was looking at artists on YouTube, and I saw this watercolorist, and he did this really simple, almost like 3 colors of just snow, and the base of a tree with snow stuck to it, and some twigs and stuff, or saplings that had snow stuck to it. So I was going to see if maybe I could do that, and I wish I could remember who the artist was so I can look up a reference, but I'm just going to have to reference this from memory. So let's get started with it. So the main subject was a tree. Poking up out of the ground. Okay, and it had snow kind of stuck to it in places because it had been blowing across this area. And let's see, usually around the base where there's blowing snow, you'll get this kind of weird kind of dip where the snow is. So I'm going to try and put that in there. And this is the trees. The bark will be showing through. Okay, I think that's alright. And some sticks in the back. Smaller trees. Trying to get big like this guy. Just going this way and that. They lost all their leaves months ago. I hope this is still working. So I don't know, for those of you who may be watching this later, and you're just started following me, last year I quit my job, and I had to pretty much had to quit my job, and I didn't have another job to fall back on. So I basically had to depend on being an artist and making that work. And I've tried this before, and I just cannot seem to make enough money to live off of and still have the time to make art and sell it. So it was really challenging, and I eventually found another job, but I have to tell you, it really sucked. And you can kind of hear it in the sound of my voice. You go back through some of my videos during that period of time, and I'm just like Eeyore. I'm like, hello everybody. I was just like, pull your head out of the oven. So I mean, it was rough. I had to go without a lot of things, and one of the things I had to go without was an internet connection at my home. I was sharing internet with one of the other tenants here, and he moved, and I just couldn't afford it on just the whole thing on my own. I have no one to split it with, and it's pretty expensive. So now I'm finally able to get back on the internet, and I want to start doing live feeds. And my my goal, and maybe you guys can help me out, I don't know if there's anybody in here or not, but I'm trying to get my 4 hours of view time on get 4 hours of watch time here, and at least reach that benchmark. And then I still have 600 700 subscribers to get. I don't know why it's so important to me to be in the YouTube partnership program. I'm really not sure why. I stated in an earlier video that no one can hear the sound on. That to me it was symbolic, and I just felt like I was being included. I got fired from YouTube or thrown out of the club. It's kind of how I felt. So I'm trying to talk in between. I live next to a major highway, and there's some really loud traffic out here, flying by way too fast. I have a nice view of the mountain, but the traffic sucks, let me tell you. And that reminds me, I'm just finished recording a time lapse that went several hours today, and I think it's about 3 minutes worth of footage of clouds forming and flowing over the mountains, and I plan to upload that later. I have some other work to take care of. I haven't even looked at the footage yet. I just like shut it off when it was done and was like, okay, I'll compile that later, put that on my list of things to do. And how about right here, so we have some idea that something's going on. It's like, why does this place exist? So I'm going to put some fence posts in here. Make this look like it's part of something that was sectioned off, like maybe there was a field. Wow. I need my eraser. Do I have an eraser? A little pinky eraser. And then maybe it's just somebody opened that part up one day and just never put it back. And of course there's always grass poking through along this fence line because you just can't get to it. And those are dried grass. Okay, I think I got that pretty much fleshed out. I don't know. Now let's see if I can't ruin it. I did this. I still have to put the water in and do some more stuff here, but I'm scared because I like it so far, and I know that I haven't messed up really too bad so far. But I'm afraid that if I keep at it that I'm going to. So I just am scared to work on this one again. I need to get over it, ruin this one, learn from that, try it again, and do it better. That's what I need to do. So I'm going to give that a try. Got my colors here. Got it. Some I popped out and I ground them down in a pestle, and then used that ground pigment in some art because I wanted really coarse. I didn't want fine pigments. I wanted it to be really coarse. So I probably need a brush, and I probably need one about this big. And this is where I ruin it. Okay, I think the first thing that I need to do is put down some water. You can tell I'm new to watercoloring. I don't know what I'm doing. I put this under entertainment instead of how to. Because it'd be entertaining watching me fail. Alright. Put down a little water. And I'm going to come in here with just a little blue. Really light wash of blue if I can. Just a hint that that's ice, that it's snow and not grass. And the blue in this, you know, ice is blue. I think it's because of, well, when you're looking at it in a picture, typically if it's in sunlight it'll be white. And then if there's any in a shadow, it'll be kind of blue, and that's how you know. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily go to gray. You kind of go to blue. At least that's what I've noticed. There may be examples that's there are exceptions, but now I recall from this picture there was just the vaguest hint, not like that big nasty mark I put on there, just a light hint of blue going through there, indicating the contour of the snow as it's been blowing. And I want those lines to go with the direction of how this is going to be right up here. I might actually just tap in a little bit of really faint kind of. There we go. All right. Now when they did the bark on their tree, it was red, kind of reddish brown. And I've noticed that most trees, the bark is more gray, almost like white, a little bit. So I'm going to try some of that with that and see. Oh my god, that's just way too much. I'm going to get some green in there. There we go. Now it's turning orange. Fabulous. Again, I'm going to start really light with this, because once you put it on you can't take it away. And the darker strokes can represent the texture of the bark. So you're just putting it down. At least this is the way I've figured it out. If it does leave the line behind where you hit it with too much color, that line could represent the texture of the bark, so it's not the end of the world. Just real light. You can see how I just kind of scrape that, get it to scrape down. The paper has a really nice texture, so it can take, you can scrape watercolor and get this, which would you have to use oil or even like a really firm acrylic to get on a canvas. With the right paper and watercolor, you can get that same kind of effect. So paper is important. That was lesson number 1 for watercoloring. Paper. Was I humming and singing? Sometimes I do that. So I'm presuming that there is an open field here, and if there is, all that openness is going to have a lot more light compared to where there's vegetation back here, not reflecting it up. So I'm going to put some shadow on this far side. Look at some of these colors. I'll show you what I'm doing here if you want to see. I have this. I'm taking some of this red, putting it down there so I can see what's going on. Some blue. I know some people are like, no, you use one of these things. Like, it's already full of paint. It don't matter. It's just not the way that I work with paints. Don't ask me what the colors are. It's a little red, a little brown. I'm sure if I was any good at teaching art, I would already be an art teacher. But some people don't learn from art teachers. They learn from people who may not be doing it the exactly right way. But that's just how their brain works. So just kind of drawing in those nice textures. Love it. Love that color on there too. It's really nice. A little too thick. If I could just thinning it a little bit, I think it'd be alright. There we go. I don't know what's going on outside, but it's really loud. Oh, thanks. I don't know who messaged me that, but thank you. I couldn't see. Who is it? Oh, it's Donnie. Thanks, Donnie. Appreciate that. I mean, everybody has a different way of learning, and I would guess everyone has a different way of teaching. I've heard about some art teachers that are just horrible people. Do you know any of them? Anybody who's had some formal training in art? Do you know any art teachers that are just like, how is this person even an artist, let alone an art teacher? And not because they're a terrible artist, but it's just that they're just like, I don't know, militant, or they just won't let you express. They're like, I don't know, that horrible music teacher that would smack your hands if you played the piano wrong. Now I'm getting away from my base color, I think. Oh shit, I pulled up some blue. I'm sorry, did I say that? I just lost it. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, but he was horrible for another reason. My friend Donnie messaged, and I'm glad he messaged me at private and not through the YouTube chat. You know, you can chat through YouTube. But anyway, he mentioned an art teacher who I actually remember from, I think I first encountered this individual when I was in 4th grade. And I was drawing circles, and he's like, "Are you drawing that freehand?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Apparently he was impressed that I could draw a really, really good circle freehand. At least that's what I hope it was. It might have been something else, who knows? Hard to say. I'm afraid to speculate. He told me to not do the same thing all the time, to mix it up, try different subjects. So that was about the only advice I got. And I started doing landscapes in 4th grade because of his class. He was the first one that showed me how to draw mountains and a horizon line, which I thought was really awesome. Been doing it ever since, and that's been almost 40 years ago. Okay, I don't know what's happening here, but this is just not working. I got a cable hanging down every time I move my brush, because it's like 10 feet long. It keeps hitting the cable. You guys can't see anything I'm doing. Let's move this up here. Wow. So I need 700 and a few more subscribers. I think 709 subscribers to be back in the YouTube partnership program, so I can earn my cents a month, my 3 or 4 cents a month. When I say it that way, it doesn't sound like much of a loss. I need to put it in perspective. Get a grip. Now that I'm over the initial, my feelings are hurt. No one likes to be treated like that. And they weren't even nice about it. I don't even think they said sorry. I'm gonna have to go back through my emails and see if there's even one damn sorry in there. There's lots of sorries, and they're usually following sincerely. Sincerely yours. Somebody's name. I'm sure. I am so sure. Join YouTube. Become a creator. Join thousands of creators, people who want to offer what they can do for others to enjoy. I'm going to do some Facebook Lives too. I'm not sure what kind of art I'll be doing on Facebook Live, but I'll definitely be there. I should go out and get me something to eat. I've had an orange, some crackers, and some cheese today. It's really good for me. I mean, I think there's more to eat here than that, but it's just all that appeals to me today. I spent all day straightening up and trying to get everything situated and organized because I knew my internet was going to be hooked up and I wanted to be ready. So that took a solid 5 hours. Fueled entirely by coffee and sugar. Oh, I think I had a candy bar. Yeah, I've got some candy bars laying around. But definitely it's not going to last. I'm going to start losing. Start losing my executive functioning, like possibly my ability to speak English. So I'm going to have to get some energy in me. I don't know if you guys, if you follow close enough, or if you're just following, or whatever. Do I need to pop that up every time I say? I'm just gonna have a little button and pop that up. Here's a recap. Several months ago, I started looking into maybe I have some kind of brain problem, and at first I thought it might be dementia, and it really wasn't anything dementia-like. The only reason why I freak out is that my mom has dementia and my grandmother passed away from dementia, and it's just freaking me out. So every time I forget where this is at or whatever, every time I have some kind of problem, it really stands out in my head. So I started noticing that I was having some problems because I was just aware, really aware, and I was like, well, this isn't right, this is different, so let me go see what this is. So in the course of trying to find out what was wrong with me, I found out that I was hitting on all of the qualifying points to have Asperger's, which is one way to describe a certain set of disorders associated with autism. It's still autism, and that's what I'll refer to my neurodevelopmental disorder as autism, but it falls somewhere between Asperger's and pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified. It's a lot of words. PDD. So I've been basically reevaluating myself and how I interact with the world based on this idea that there are things about myself that I just cannot change no matter how much I want to, or no matter how hard I try. And some of the things that I wanted to change were, why can't I do this better? Why am I not able to do this? You know, if I can do this, and this is sort of, and this other thing I want to do is similar, why can't I do that? No matter how hard I try, I just can't get it to work. And now I'm finding out it's because your brain just will not do that easily. It takes so much energy and so much concentration to do that. It's just too hard. And it's not to say that I can't do those things, but it's precisely that. When I do them, it just takes the piss out of me. Just totally lays me down. And then I have nothing left. So I can't sustain that way. I just can't keep that level of energy up. And that's why I'm starting to have problems. So now that I realize what's going on, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's try some things, see if those work. And they are. They actually are. I've learned that I can't care as much as I do. And I know that seems like, oh, you know, how humble of you. But really, I like at work, there are things that I just will fixate on and obsess about almost. And they really don't even matter. Honestly, it's like, why are you so... It doesn't matter, dude. That's what I have to tell myself. It just doesn't matter. You'll live, okay? Just let it go. And it's usually like trying to make sure something is a certain cleanliness, or that this is taken care of immediately, or that's done right away. And if I don't do it right away, I'm just losing my mind, and I have to tell myself, it's like, you know what? No one's going to die if that doesn't get taken care of. You can't care so much. You have to let go. So learning not to obsess about taking care of things is now that's not to say there's business I have to take care of, and sure, I have to know what's going on, but I need to know the difference. Not everything is that way. So that's helpful. Developing a strategy for that, I kind of like. So I don't know. I do not think I'm doing it, honestly. I don't think it's working out for me. I'm not sure. Is there even anybody in? Is there anybody in here? I can't see. Oh, I guess there is. Oh, hi everyone. Let's set this down. No. And then I should be able to keep track. Okay, I think I got everything. So I'm in here 28 minutes. I don't want to be in here a huge amount of time because, like I said, I got energies to be getting. I think I'm going to go down to the new Greek place down here and get something. I don't know what. Something delicious. Alright, different brush. Let's just take that up a little bit. Just imply that there's something there, I guess. Well, I think that's done. No, I'm just playing. It's got a lot more to do, but I do like how that's coming out. Except for this doesn't look like snow, and I think I know why. It looks like paint because it has no edges. So I'm going to have to add some shadows to this, and I think how to do that is with a little blue. Just kind of go along this edge a little bit. It's almost making the color gray anyway. When you put it on there so light, it looks like gray. I don't know if I may be seeing color that's not there. Well, I mean, to the average person. I'm hypersensitive. Sometimes I see things that others just cannot see, and I hear things that others cannot hear. And I'm not talking about like hallucinations. I'm talking about like if a TV, like a CRT TV is on, I can hear that. In any room I'm in, I can hear it. I'm just like, there's some kind of electronic device here that's humming outrageously loud, and no other human being can hear it. Besides maybe 89-year-olds whose hearing is still really good. And I can hear that music that they play for teen, you know, the ultrasonic, whatever it is, and it's supposed to drive away teenagers. I can hear that. In the morning when I first get up, everything's quiet. I pour sugar into my coffee. I can hear the sugar hit the surface of the coffee, like going shh, really soft, like shh, through it. But I can still hear it. I'm like, dial it back, dude. I can't do anything. You know, I can sort of not think about things, but I can't shut my ears off. So loud noises drive me crazy. I can't stand them. They make me want to panic. Not much I can do. Goddamn. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Don't be watching, kids. I'll have to age restrict this video. Did it take it up any? Can you guys tell? Yeah, I think I'm ruining it. Ruining it. A lot of shadows back there. I don't know, guys. Just real quick, I guess. Ah. You ever say that? Okay, we'll do that. How about it? Get that in there. Thanks, Tony. I'll try to have better live feeds in the future. I'm so excited to get on the internet and have a live feed. I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's not be prepared at all. Let's just jump into it. No one will care. I have been trying to have something to say, like maybe even some shtick, because I do think the world is a funny place. Except for there's some things that's not funny, that people, like late night TV makes a lot of jokes about the US president, and I don't think any of that's funny, honestly. I really don't. I mean, it's humorous. Like, I have to joke about it or I'm just going to sob uncontrollably and curl up into the fetal position, so I'm just going to laugh. But I don't like how, sorry about that, I don't like how it's kind of normalizing. It has like a normalizing effect. That this is okay, this is acceptable, everything's okay, you know. Does anything really matter anymore? Was a sketch. But anyway, I try not to get into that. All right. Look at that. I do like it. I do like it. I think it turned out okay. I got some splotches there, and that's all right. So I'm going to wait for this to dry and then look it over some more and try to figure out what it needs. But that was a pretty quick sketch. I did it here in just a little over 30 minutes. Sketched that out and watercolored it, and it turned out okay. It wasn't a complete disaster. I'm really proud of myself. I'm not a watercolorer. I said that in one of my last videos, watercolorists, and I'm learning this for the first time. And even though I am an artist and I do paint, I don't paint subjects so much, sometimes trees and things. So basically what I'm saying is, give it a try. I was scared at first, and to me there are things that are outside of my vision. But I think by and large, if I saw somebody do this and didn't have any expectations, I would be, that's pretty cool. All right, well, thank you so much, Donnie, for joining me. I appreciate it. If you guys are checking this out later, thank you. I really appreciate that. If you enjoyed this video or learned something, or just want to say good job, then give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to receive more notifications when I do live feeds. And as always, until next time, take care.